Similar to last year, I guess we played a couple more games at the tournament, but we still were able to take a day off and then kind of an abbreviated template. I think we took 2 days off last year. We took one and then, started getting back together in the weight room, some movements. We did 2 squad days, so we actually played against ourselves for 2 days. And then we started tapering, I think, Tuesday. We did the day after Memorial Day, we did a morning session of weightlifting, and then, of course, we went to the lake to do something to stay together, kind of a two-a-day concept. Come back and practice, I guess, Monday and last night we practiced at 6 p.m., which is a game time, to just get used to the sun, the field, the time of everything, and pretty light today. All 4 teams are practicing today on the field. We took the 10 o'clock slot, or was given the 10 o'clock slot this morning, so we've already finished our work for the regional now. Now they'll have a budget of time of the rest of the day and play until 6 tomorrow. They'll have a lot to part of that traditional game time of getting ready, that pregame meal at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So they have some time for the rest of the day and tomorrow to get ready. But a very similar template that's worked pretty good for us the last few years.
Butch, what have you seen out of Penn now that you've had a chance to look at them?
Yeah, patient hitters. We're going to see somebody that reminds us of Joseph Gonzalez for our fans to know that's the type of pitcher that we're seeing, maybe 91, 94 sinker type guy with a slider and some type of changeup, maybe even a split. That fastball movement, so we worked the machine a little bit, trying to create some sync and trying to continue to get lined up with that pitch with our hitters. Joseph was probably 27 to 32%, a little bit more with the fastball offering, so this is probably a 38% type sinker deal like Joseph, but a lot more of the off-speed stuff. A lot more sliders, a lot more change-ups, and very successful starting pitcher. They got a closer with multiple saves, 6 or 7 saves, so that always gives you respect. I think for this team, they've won 8 games in a row, won their deal. Southern Miss won their deal. Samford won their deal. I caution everyone to, as we prepared, this feels like as tough of a field as we had last year. Sometimes the casual fan can't get past the big names. We had a Florida State and a UCLA here last year, which is that branded name. These are good baseball teams. Like I said, they've won 8 in a row. They have patient hitters, a lot more right-handed. And the other biggest compliment I can give to Penn is after this season, 5 of their graduating seniors will come and play at Texas A&M, at Georgia, at Virginia Tech, at Virginia, for example. So pretty good roster that has a lot of our respect. But, we feel like we are prepared. We feel like we're a confident ball club. You have to get to that stage to make a run. And really all our focus is on Penn because they are what stands in the way of us being able to try to advance in this tournament beginning tomorrow. They'll try to link up. When I say patient hitters, they're really trying to pass it to the next guy, put pitches into you. It's not a track meet, and it's not, 17 sacrifices, maybe a little bit more in our league, but it's not everything. I think they're just trying to link up, have at-bats, put pitches in pitchers, and just have good veteran at-bats. And like I said, they've won. They're on a hot streak, and a lot of the people that we gathered information from felt like it was some type of Power 5 pitching staff. So those are some things that we're thinking about.
Butch, at what point did you see Bryson and say, hey, this is different than what it has been?
When he come in from Pearl River, him and Bobby Pierce, I remember the first fall they were together, the balls were going everywhere. From a batting practice and a practice standpoint. And in the game stuff, it was a little different. Of course, we had to do surgery with Bobby, which held him until last year to get it going. And Bryson was just so athletic. He came as a junior college shortstop, wound up being able to go to the outfield, come back and plays third. Just his character and stuff, you never want to stop believing. These players are allowed to get better, and as long as somebody is a great teammate, they're getting good grades, they're always on time, they're that talented. I don't think you ever give up on it. And Bryson didn't give up on himself either, which is we've chronicled that the best we could. And it kind of merged up. I think his strike zone has gotten smaller from my standpoint. And players allowed to get better. He's been here long enough. He never quit on himself. Coach Gross, Coach Nunemaker, everybody kept working with him, and that's what you get is a great result. I remember Foster sat here for a freshman year. I'm proud of him too. Cole Foster sat here behind a Ryan Bliss and learned coming from high school, how to play short. He'd come in as like a $1 million baby, and he sat right there and sat behind Ryan Bliss and learned the position, and now he's being rewarded for it. I do think in this day and time, these are a couple of good examples to remind the world, a young baseball player that may be anywhere, to absolutely this journey can be rewarding by staying engaged and continuing to grow and get better. But Bryson has good comfort. He has great confidence. I think his confidence is an all-time high, and I think everything merged at the right time with having another year to play here. I wish I knew, and that's as honest as I can be. We've won 9 regional games in a row. I think there's a lot of programs around the country that would have liked to have done that the last 3 regionals. There's no secret. We're just telling them that they are prepared, and that we should be one of the mentally toughest teams in the country because of what we do. We think we do a couple of things along the way consistently since August that, you better be pretty mentally tough to line up with us. Whether that works out or not, that's a rock for us. But if I knew exactly what it was, I would. But I tell you what, I'd rather put that on the line right now and get to keep playing. So I'm willing to shove it back out and put that on the line. And really over half this team was not part of that. So this is a new team, and this is their opportunity. And we're just trying to get them into tomorrow. And if we don't have success tomorrow in some way, shape, form, or fashion, that road gets harder for both teams. So I don't know. Maybe some leadership, maybe some things I wish I really, really knew, because I would apply that to the SEC tournament. Right? We would do better in the SEC tournament if there was some rhythm, or if I had some drawn out real answer. But yeah, we've played well at this stage. I think the first regional before that we went 2-2 at Florida State, so that's kind of our resume of regional since I've been fortunate enough to be the head coach here. But they got to go make their own. I'm just glad to get an opportunity, and I'm glad to throw all that back out on the line. That means we're still playing.
You've mentioned twice now about how many guys are new to this that weren't here last year or the year before. What's it meant to have a guy like Cason Howell, who's had Omaha Dirt in his cleats now twice, here this week and kind of helping guide these guys through preparation for postseason play?
Yeah, I think I sensed that a couple of 3 weeks ago. I can't remember one of these. I just said it's Cason Howell. I said something, effect or something like that. But it's been true. I think it was back to where you're 5 and 10 and everybody's looking around like, where do we go? What do we do? And Cason's like, hey, I've been here before. I've done this before. And I kicked Ann Hill a couple of weeks earlier than that when we were struggling, and it just put us in a lot of different directions. We wound up at that first half coming out of Tuscaloosa at 5 and 10, and I think everybody's wondering. And I think that's where Cason Howell circled the wagons. I think that's where he got his team. I think that's when he pulled them together, and he kind of said this is about to get different. And yeah, probably as a single person, I think he's had the biggest impact on the second half and where this team is today going into hosting a regional. I still give him a ton of credit. I mentioned the coaches, this is their job, so they got to keep doing their job regardless of how we're playing, and they've been consistent and great with these players. But the Cason Howell effect of this ball club is real, and the clubhouse is theirs. So I don't want our coaches dominating the clubhouse. That's for the players and for the leadership of the players that are entrusted with that. And I think they've done a great job with that clubhouse, bringing everybody together. And Cason's been the leader. And Bobby and LaRue and Bryson and all these guys are very good leaders and contributors. I just think they went to a servant leadership and let Cason be out front with it.